In this video, I will break down a very simple formula that I promise will elevate your practice routine to a completely new level. Whether you're relatively new playing the drums and you're just looking to build a really strong foundation, or even if you're a more experienced drummer who's looking to develop flow, creativity, and musicality. The way we will proceed is that I will guide you through a series of steps and exercises, starting with two very simple patterns that anyone can play. These two patterns, we're going to call them A and B. Pattern A is just going to be a right, left, kick. And pattern B is going to be left, kick, right. So A, then B. Then through these steps, we're first going to focus on mastering them individually. Then if you're a beginner, you're probably going to want to spend more time here. If you're more experienced, maybe you'll use this just as a warm-up. But then steps 2 and 3, that's where we're going to go through a series of combinations. We're going to mix and match A and B, just like if they were puzzle pieces. This is where it's going to get very interesting. You might feel a little bit overwhelmed when you think about the amount of combinations you can create. So that is why it is very important to have a practice plan, or to have a plan, to know exactly what you're going to go through. Otherwise, you're going to feel overwhelmed. And what used to happen to me is when I felt overwhelmed, I started to feel tired, and then I would sit on the drums, and even though I was motivated to practice, I just couldn't organize my ideas properly in my mind. I ended up getting bored after 5 minutes. Everything changed for me when I started taking notes of what I was practicing. So I started gathering data. That led me to design this website that you can see on the screen. You can access it going to drummerlab.com/player. What it is a template that it's just a table with subdivisions. I am going to subdivide each beat into 8th note triplets, or 12 notes. 12 notes are equivalent to 8th note triplets. So you'll see that now it changes the subdivisions to 3 notes per beat. Here you can add instruments if you want, which is really cool. You can, once you play it, there's a stopwatch so that you can see for how long you've been playing. You can change the tempo. And there's more settings here, of course. You can save a beat if you really like it, which I think it's a really cool idea. And here, if you press an empty cell once, you get a right hand. You press it again, a left hand. You can also accent notes, which is very helpful once we get more into dynamics. But our A pattern was right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left, kick. Then we had our B pattern, which we could write here. But I have already designed today's practice. So that's why I want to show you this formula through a practice plan that I already designed. You can actually access this practice plan for free. All you need to do is you need to go to DrummerLab. And once you create an account, you can access courses here in this tab, and you will find this video. Right now I'm using a demo version. I'm using an earlier version of DrummerLab, so your screen might look a little bit different, but the structure is exactly the same. Once I press here, you'll see that I already have everything organized. Everything's already organized. You have step 1, which are the building blocks, and I'll talk about this in a second, about the time played. So you have block A, then you have block B, which is already there. You can access this. I'll go back to the course. I'll talk a little bit about the steps, and then we'll dive in, and I'll show you exactly how to proceed with each exercise here. Step 2, like I said, is going to be combinations. So the first one, we're going to play A plus B, 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 B. So that's a 2-bar phrase. Then A, B, B, then A, B, A, B, then A, B, B, A. The idea here is to become comfortable with the idea that these two patterns are like puzzle pieces, and you can arrange them like a chain. And that chain can very easily become a drum solo once you have more than one idea. Like I said, this is just a formula. It works with any pattern. All you have to do next is you change A, you change B, and why not? You can even add a C, D, whatever you want. Let's see what this is all about. So block A is just A. And you can see here the recommendation is to play it anywhere between 3 and 5 minutes. So I'm not gonna do the full 3 minutes just to keep this video a little bit shorter. I am going to play it for about 30 seconds. The exercise will only be logged if you play for more than 45 seconds. And that is to encourage you to play it, to stay with it. Because when you play it for a very long time, even if it feels slow, especially when it feels slow, if you do this for about 5 minutes, you're going to get to a point where you're going to start hearing other ideas, and maybe you'll feel the courage to move your right hand, move your left hand. So this is easier to do when you're playing it slow. So I really recommend you explore the slow tempos. Of course, also try to see what your top speed is, but don't focus just on that. That is a good piece of advice I can give you. So I'm gonna put my headphones on and I'll just give you an example, and we're gonna go through the exercises. There's 9 exercises in total, so you can fast forward just to see what each exercise is about, or you can grab your sticks and play along. I'm going to keep the tempos relatively slow so that anyone can follow us. And also feel free to make any modifications if you want. You can move, for example, why not? I'll move the right hand to the hi-hat. Or actually, I'll move it to the right cymbal. That way we're gonna play, let's decide on 80 beats per minute. I'll play this for 1 minute. I'll go for 1 minute. I'll start with the ride and we'll go from there. Maybe I'll explore other orchestrations, but this is the main idea. 3 and up, 4 and up. So a very good indicator that you're feeling comfortable with the pattern is if you can speak while you play. I used to think that this was impossible the first time I tried it, so this is a good way to test if you're ready to speed up or to move your hands around. Also, counting out loud is something that I highly recommend. You can count 8-note triplets, 4 and a, 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. You can count quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or to start setting the next step up, just get used to say the letter A, 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 and get used to that every time you say A, your body automatically reacts to it. So you want to say A and react immediately. A, 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 A. Now we're gonna move on to block B. The idea is the same here. Maybe since the pattern's a little bit more complicated, maybe we want to slow it down to 60. Once again, you want to be able to count out loud, you want to be able to talk, you want to be able to move. That is something that might take some time, but I used to think it was talent, but it's not talent. It's just trying it over and over and over and over. So here we have 4 and a, left kick, right, left kick, right, left kick, right, left kick. So this time I'm gonna keep it on the snare. And then if I can talk over it, that means that I can move. 3 and a, 4 and a, 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a, 1. So that was block B. I can go to the next exercise. This will be the first exercise of step 2. So if I go back to the course and I go to step 2, you'll notice that that's the exercise that corresponds with what we're gonna do now. And now the idea is to play A, B, 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 B. I'm gonna play this for about a minute. If you have your sticks, try following here. The challenge is to start associating your voice with what you're playing. Here we go. This is gonna be great practice. So let's go to 80 beats per minute. I like that tempo. We're gonna keep it on the snare, and here we go. And a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a A, 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 B, 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 A, 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 B, 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 A, 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 I should have talked about the transition here earlier, but now by this point you probably already noticed that going back from beat 4 here back to beat 1 is very tricky, challenging. We're pretty much playing an inverted double when we do that. So that is something here that if you need to, just slow it down, go really slow and work on the 4 and a 1, 4 and a 1, 4 and a 1. Now let's shorten the pattern. Now we're gonna have to make quicker transitions. Once again, go really slow if you're not familiar with this, or otherwise this time we'll go 70 beats per minute and see if you can keep up. I'll play it for 1 minute. Now we have A, B, B. Once again, it really helps to say the pattern you're playing so that you can react to it without having to think about it. So A, B, B, A, B, B, A, B, B, right, right, left, A, B, B, A, B, The next pattern is going to be A, B, A, B. And I'll speed it up a little bit. Let's try 90. Or my previous practice I played 75, so I'll try it a little bit faster. Now, once again, you want to be able to say the corresponding letter to the proper movement. A, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A. That was a fun one to play. And the last one we'll play in step 2, this is the last exercise of step 2, is A, B, B, A. And this is the pattern that I am going to use in step 3. So I'll slow it down a little bit. I hope you can follow me with this one. If this is just too complicated and it seems too hard to play, don't worry, just go back to step 1 and play that over and over and over and over, then maybe the first exercise of step 2. Just don't give up. this is something that eventually becomes very, very doable, very easy to do, but you have to really digest it slowly. So here we go. This is A, B, B, A, 60 beats per minute. B, A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the A, B, B, A. 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 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. Now we get to our drum beat. And for the drum beat, I did something very simple. It always works. Of course, you can do whatever you want with this. I actually encourage you to orchestrate and move this however you want to move it. In this case, I decided to play a halftime beat or a halftime feel beat. What that means is that my backbeat is going to be on beat 3. And that's why you can see that left hand is accented. I want to have a clear visual representation that beat 3 is my backbeat. I don't want that note to be shy. I don't want it to be 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and I want it to be. Right? I want it to have personality and character. I want this beat to be strong. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could barely talk while playing that, but I felt courageous to move my right hand to the bell, and it added something really cool. And then of course the idea is to be able to move freely however we want, which is precisely what we're going to do in the next exercise here. I'm definitely going to slow it down. I was very close of messing that one up, so I'll play this one at 80. So now it's the same exact pattern, and something I recommend once you get to this step is don't try to play the whole thing all at once unless you feel really confident about it. But instead of trying to learn the whole chunk, divide it into beats. So there's beat 1. Before I even play anything else, I want to make sure that I feel good with beat 1. And beat 1 is right, left, kick. All you have to make sure of is that your hands are pointing in the right direction. So if you have tom 1 and hi-hat, you don't want your hands to be on the snare when you start, right? You want to be ready here. So then beat 2, my left hand is going to stay on the hi-hat and my right hand is going to move to tom 3 or the floor tom. So I have 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. I get it right? 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a Once I have that down, I'm just going to add the backbeat. Instead of the entire beat 3, I just want to make sure I get to the backbeat because that's probably the most important note in the whole measure. 1 and a 2 and a 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 and a 2 and a 3. And now I can add and up. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and up. And finally, I can now add beat 4, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and up. So here's the exercise at 80 beats per minute. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Now we have block A and block B, and then we have idea 1 and idea 2. The idea is that you can develop this into a chain of ideas, a never-ending source of inspiration. We'll keep it at 80 beats per. I'll slow it down to 65. Once again, feel free to play along with me or just go to the website and slow it down and do whatever it takes to get it down. So and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. I kept adding an extra note here on tom 1. I think it was this one. I was playing right hand right there instead of here, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And so what's next? Well, what's next is you can keep this idea and build it to even more ideas. For example, I can keep the right hand on the hi-hat and I can move my left hand instead, which is what I did there at a moment. I'm gonna keep the backbeat. I do wanna keep the backbeat. And I have 2 right hands here, and I keep that left hand there. I can also delete this one if I just wanna focus here. And my right hand actually, I'm not gonna write it down, but I'm gonna play it here on the bell of my right, and now you have there's the idea. I hope this helped. Now, if you are really into this kind of practice, like I am, I started to develop a library that at this moment is not finished, but there's already over 300 patterns, maybe even over 500 patterns. And if you go to the courses, once again, this is an early version of DrummerLab, so maybe it looks different for you. But if you go to the building blocks, you'll see that there's building blocks for the hands. There's 2 block combos. So the building blocks, they're just like the 3 note groupings or 4 note groupings. And there's enough for you to have fun for a while. There's the 2 block combos in case you don't want to, in case you can't decide which 2 patterns you want to put together. I've already put here a series of patterns, 16th notes just with the hands, 2 block combos, triplets just with the hands. These are probably my favorite ones, the 2 block combos, hands and kick. Same thing with triplets. You can go over here to these here and you'll see that there's so many patterns. I've already practiced this before. Here you have right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right. And then with this pattern, once again, you could go through exactly the same steps. And now you have a completely fresh practice routine. Then you can come back the next day. And if you're tired of playing triplets, you can go to our building blocks with 16th notes. And if you only have a practice pad, well, that's great. All you need is a practice pad to work on all these patterns here. I can find one that I've already worked on, but here's the same idea. Left, right, right, left, left, right, 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 right. And every time you pick a combination like this, there's always a melody behind it. So you see right there, you can feel a groove. And once you can feel a groove, that means that you can lock in for 5-10 minutes. Once you can lock in for 5-10 minutes, that means that you can try to count and speak and move your hands, and all of a sudden you're down the rabbit hole and you've just created a unique and very creative new beat, drum fill, whatever you want to call it. It's not about drum beats and drum fills anymore. It's just about being able to say and express exactly what you're thinking and what you're feeling. So if you have any questions, please write them in the comment section below and I'll be very happy to answer them as well as I can. So have a great day.